What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 133, and we start today's episode with some player training here, and also seeing that Divock Origi declined his contract that we offered to him in the last episode. We agreed a deal of £18.5 million with Borussia Dortmund to offer the contract to the Belgian striker, and he said no because he didn't want to be a squad rotation player. So I said, okay, how about I give you an extra 10 grand a week, we forget about the squad status, and see what you say to that, and he says that's fair enough. So the reason I offered him squad rotation status and didn't go to important first team is because he's not going to be an important first team player. He'll be on the bench most of the time, as we've already signed Morata, who's 6 ratings higher. But he said that was okay though, just leaving out squad status and coming in at 100 grand a week, and I'm totally fine paying an extra 10 grand a week, because as you can see, he's already gone up £1 million in his valuation, and he just looks fantastic, doesn't he? He looks really, really good, absolutely rapid. This guy off the bench as an impact player, I think could be so good for us. He can play on the wings as well. I think that's a great signing, and that's just superb transfer business once again, because we've seen already at the start of this season, 2 of our strikers left for Kia and Martial. We've got about £68 million for the pair of them. To sign Morata and Origi, players that are better than the ones that got sold for less money, is just incredible in my opinion. So I'm really, really happy with that. And Origi comes in and will sit on the bench for us, and he becomes our next signing here with Milan. So we're making some great transfer business here, including this as well. Jurgen Lacadia is on his way to Carpi for £10 million. We signed this guy for £4 million. He had a terrible season for us last year, only scored a handful of goals, and now he's off for £10 million. We make an easy £6 million profit on the guy in a year. It's just crazy. Everything is coming together really nicely here with Milan, and I've got to say right now, this is our 6th season, possibly our final one as well. We've already won the Supercoppa, making some great transfer business, loads of money left over as well. We could be set for a really, really memorable season with this Milan side as we try and complete the transition.
Well, they're glad to have him in the lineup today, aren't they? They wouldn't want to miss out on his talents, Milan.
Well, he's one of the best finishers around, without question. You look at his goal ratio down the years, and impressive to say the least.
And just before we go into the first game, and the only game of today's episode here against Hellas Verona in the Serie A opening day, I had to show you that segment there with Martin Tyler and Alan Smith discussing Stefan El Shaarawy. Alan Smith said he's one of the best natural finishers around, and his goal-to-game ratio down the years is impressive, or something like that. Last year he scored 3 goals in 39 games. Now, my maths is terrible, but even I can work out that's 1 in 13. That's pretty terrible, Alan Smith, don't you think? So, I don't know why he said he was one of the best natural finishers, and his goal-to-game ratio is impressive. But either way, we do take on Hellas Verona. I do like to tailor the tape before the games. It is quite good to listen to every now and then, but it's really inaccurate, isn't it? It's just guesswork, really. But we take on Hellas Verona for the first and only game of today's episode here in the Serie A opening day, here at the San Siro. Of course, the first game of the season was in the Supercoppa. We beat Torino to our first trophy of the season, hopefully more to come as well. And we got to a great start to this game as well, 30 minutes in. Well, clearly, Alan Smith is the anti-jinx, isn't he? And he knows something that we don't, because Stefan El Shaarawy opens the scoring. That's why I showed it before the game. Stefan El Shaarawy opens the scoring and makes it 1-0 to Milan. So only 3 goals last year in 39 appearances in all competitions, but Alan Smith, he knows way more than I do, clearly, as El Shaarawy gets the first goal of the game and does make it Milan 1, Hellas Verona 0. We were looking way better before that as well. Morata had hit the bar as well. He was looking really lively on his Serie A debut for us here with Milan. He's obviously played in the Serie A before for Juventus, but was looking really lively for us here with Milan, but sadly hit the bar early on, and it was denied by a good save by the goalkeeper. But it was still 1-0 in this game. We were looking really threatening early on though, and I said last season that goals were the problem for us. We didn't really score enough goals, but in the 33rd minute here, we doubled our lead for an absolute wonder goal from Bakic, who scores his first goal in a Milan shirt. And this guy's got some really, really, really good stats. I signed him, and he's got the long shot speciality as well. He's got some really good ratings for shooting from range, and this is an absolute screamer. And I'm telling you right now, we didn't score many nice goals last year with Milan, and that's why goal of the season was quite a poor one, really the worst one so far in the series. But this year, in what could potentially be our final season, I think we're going to score some screamers just like this, because we've got some great players on our side, some that are capable of banging them in from range, and this guy looks like the type of player that I'll give the ball to from about 30 yards out and just let fly. If you watched my Torino series last year, you know I did that with Çalhanoğlu a lot of the time. That's what Bakic is going to be in this Milan side. He's going to be my Hakan Çalhanoğlu, the guy that I'll try and get long range goals with as much much as possible because he's definitely got the stats to do that, and I thought I'd show you the sliders as well. But either way, 2-0 to Milan here against Hellas Verona. What a fantastic goal from Bakic. And I always say this, if you're going to score your first goal for your new club, try and make it a memorable one, and how about that? He'll certainly be remembered that for a long time. I will too. Great goal there by the guy that came in on a free transfer on a pre-contract, and it makes it Milan 2, Hellas Verona 0. So 2 goals up here going into the break. Hellas Verona almost got themselves back in the game on a stroke of half-time, but Jeremy Jakovic showed exactly why he is so valuable to this Milan side. I said it before and I'll say it again. He's one of the best goalkeepers I've ever used in FIFA, and we've only used him, we haven't even used him like more than 40 times. It's crazy, or maybe 50 times. But either way, he's absolutely fantastic. No, 40 times is probably right. But either way, it's a great save, and that's all you need to know. And he makes another great one here 2 minutes after the restart as well, as he tries to preserve the clean sheet. So still Milan 2, Hellas Verona 0. Then from the corner he comes out and commandingly catches the ball and then dribbles out of the box here down the left-hand side. Takes it around his man before giving it towards Jetro Williams down the left-hand side, making his debut for us in the Serie A. He plays it inside towards Bakic, who scored our second goal. Through to Donnarumma, then to Bonaventura, who plays the ball out wide after the ball roll towards Matteo De Chilio. Right back gets onto it, plays through towards Marco Ryan-Tala down the right-hand side. The Magician takes it around his man, crosses the ball to the centre, and Alex Donnarumma scores an absolute wonder goal for our second of the game and our third goal as well. So 3-0 to Milan. You thought Bakic's goal was good, but this one is even better in my opinion. Reverse stepper from Ryan-Tala, takes it around his man, crosses towards the edge of the area, and Alex Donnarumma, I'm telling you right now, one of the most underrated players in this Milan side, had a fantastic debut year for us last season. What a goal by Pirlo's region. That is just glorious, and without doubt a contender for goal of the season already in the first game, and also a contender, surely in my opinion at least, for goal of the series. That was absolutely beautiful from Donnarumma right there. And what I liked about it the most as well was it was a really nice passing move to begin with as well, playing out from the back, Jakovic dribbling out of his box, then crossing the ball with Ryan-Tala, and a great volley as well. So Milan 2, Hellas Verona 0. The 83rd minute had a good chance to make it 4-0 as well, put the icing on the cherry on the cake, and we do just that as well. Guess who got the goal to seal all 3 points in style? Who do you think it was? Marco Ryan-Tala, of course. 6 minutes to go, gets his second goal in 2 games after scoring the winner in the Supercoppa from the spot. This one not a penalty, an easy finish for Ryan-Tala though. Nice little ball inside by Januzaj off the bench. He takes his time, puts it into the top corner, and Marco the Magician, who was our top scorer last season and won the Serie A Golden Boot, is already up and running in the Serie A this year as well. So our skipper with a really good performance as per usual. We've grown accustomed to it now. He had such a great breakout year last year. It was his best year in in any shirt really, Milan or Watford. He's the skipper, he's the leader, he's the magician, and he makes sure that we do win this game by 4-0. So a fantastic win, and again, this season could be a memorable one if this game is anything to go by. 2 wonder goals in the same game, one from Bakic and then a beautiful one from Donnarumma. My favourite goal I've scored in a while, in my opinion. Really, really nice. My opinion? I just say it's my favourite goal. I get to decide what's my favourite goal. But either way, I really like the goals we scored in that game. I thought we played fantastically well as well. Defensively, very solid too. And again, I really do feel it that we are, set for a memorable season with Milan this year. I genuinely do believe that. And we still got more money to spend as well. So following the game, the first one this season, great to get off to a winning start in this area as we try and retain our trophy. I decided to go in for a new fullback. Now, as you can see, we've got about £30 million left over after all of our departures and bringing in players that were cheaper than the ones we sold. As you can see here, we're going in for a new fullback here. We don't need a new fullback. We've already signed Jetro Williams, who plays left back for us now, and De Chilio at right back. But I'm thinking I wouldn't mind a right back or a left back for the bench. Capello's not a bad backup left back on the bench at 75 overall, but he was a free agent, and I'd like someone with a bit more class, to be honest. And I'm looking at these players here. They've all got their contracts up coming to the end of the year, so I was thinking maybe I can get them for cheaper than they'd usually cost, which is valuation or higher. Cedric, Kenny, is it Teat or Tate? You guys have to let me know. Let's call him Kenny for the time being from Ajax. Even Lopez, and also Manquillo from Atletico Madrid as well. Looking at these fullbacks here, these guys will be squad players. They'd be on the bench, but they'll just improve the strength in depth with Milan here. So I'd like to try and sign them for just a few £1 million. As you can see though, all 3 clubs said no, which were Levante, Atletico Madrid and Hertha Berlin, but Ajax did accept a bid for Kenny. Again, you have to let me know. Teat or Tate of £5 million. This could be a bargain here. £3 million under his valuation. He's only 24 years old, 79 overall. Can also play centre-back, I do believe, as well. He would be a great signing for us. So you're from a contract. We shall wait and see what he says. He would be a great player to sit on the bench in the right-back role, and we'll have to wait and see whether we can get hold of this guy. And we'd still have money left over as well to buy some new players and improve this Milan side. And the last thing you'll see here is me putting it for Lucas Toro here of Real Real Madrid, 86 overall. My goodness, looks really, really good, doesn't he? We put a bit of £5 million plus Bonaventura, who is 31 years old. Wouldn't be against getting him out of the club, bringing in a younger player to sit in a midfield role. Maybe push Donnarumma up a little bit as well, as he plays defensive mid right now. Maybe play him central mid and Lucas Torre DM. We'll have to wait and see, though, and we'll see what Real Madrid say to this bid. But that is going to end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. I will leave you with this news article here, which says, big season ahead for Milan, predicted finish 8th. You can let me know what you think about that prediction in the comment section down below, but I think the media got it completely wrong, and we're going to have a memorable season and not be finishing outside of the European places. But thanks for watching the video. Please do leave a like if you have enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.